North-South Connection, welcome back to NoSo Draft Day. JT and Ryan back with you with another wonderful draft. It is WrestleMania season, so you know what that means. We have a WrestleMania-themed draft here tonight. This show is simulcast video on our YouTube channel under North-South Connection. I recommend you definitely check that out on video because Ryan does a great job with the graphics on these drafts, helps you keep track of the picks. And while you're there, you can subscribe and leave some comments in other videos as well. Help us gain some more traction. We've been having a great, last year or so. Want to continue to build toward that. You can also find this simulcast audio on most podcast applications, except for the WrestleMania 32s of podcast apps and Spotify. But we are elsewhere. You can also vote over at rankwrestling.com, where we'll have a poll up to see who had the most successful draft. I think I'm undefeated, Ryan. If not, I'm close to it. So see if I can pick up another dub here tonight, as always. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Looking forward to WrestleMania season. And I think this one here is definitely an interesting one. We're doing overall WrestleManias, Ultimate WrestleManias, WrestleMania pay-per-views as a whole. So this should be a good one.
It's WrestleMania season, and hopefully it's search season's coming to an end for us soon. Hopefully here as well. About done with that. Why don't you bring in our guests?
Oh, I am search season. We were searching for some awesome guests, and we, unlike the Friars coach, he did not disappear. But first, Aaron D. Justice. Aaron, what's up, man?
Nothing, dude. Good to see you. Good to see everyone here. Looking forward to parsing out some manias. It's going to be so much fun. I bet I'll lose.
Yeah, I wonder if this is going to be like the Rumble where you took all modern Royal Rumbles, but I don't think so here for you.
No, we'll see. We'll see what everybody else does.
We'll see what
I think you should follow
does.
Mark Poirier's footsteps. Maybe.
Did you watch that, Chad, yet? Did you hear about that?
WrestleMania 1
Golden Era drafts, WrestleMania 1, Mark Poirier. Chad, do you think WrestleMania 1 will be drafted tonight?
Was he possessed by Steve Bennett?
Perhaps.
No, Bennett was on. Bennett was on.
Bennett was like, what?
Bennett was
well, it could have been some Uber strategy. But I don't foresee that. But yeah, I for one will be taking all very modern manias. So
that's your whole thing.
He's very into current day wrestling. It'll be a race to see who can draft the least modern, I think, on this show besides Ryan, but we'll see.
You can have them all. All
right, so listen, this is a serpentine style draft. Ryan's going to run through the combobulator, and we'll see what the order is going to be, and then we'll go back and forth for 6 rounds, and we are drafting overall manias. No rules. It's wide open. You can draft.
Uncensored.
Yeah, you can draft what you think is like the best that people would want to watch a compilation of, what you want to watch a compilation of. Maybe you want to go with the best match, individual matches on a Mania, like whatever we think it is how you want to approach it. Let it rip.
All right. Randomizer says JT, Ryan, Aaron, and Chad. As is.
Oh, God.
Got jobbed again, Aaron.
Hey, man. I know. It's
Chad, you feel a good job, but I don't know. I think you're in the catbirds here.
I think I got for sure jobbed. To me, there's 3 easy top 3. That's just me. I think there's an easy top 3, and then the next 4 through 10-ish are kind of interchangeable. But I'll be delighted.
Maybe one will fall, Chad.
To me. One of those falls to me.
Let's see if JT puts his money where his mouth is on this.
Yeah, that is true. We can see here on the number 1 that
because I've heard him argue for number 1.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of lists where he has a certain WrestleMania ranked as number 1.
I think
since he wins all the drafts, apparently. So
apparently, right? Yeah.
I just looked, by the way. There's 5 votes. So
Votes are everywhere.
One of them has like 20. One has 20.
I'm not shitting on it at all. Yeah, because I went to just see the last one that I was on, and I voted, and there were 5.
I think that might have been the first one we did on the website.
It's like him, his 2 kids, his neighbor.
Yeah.
Hey, they're evergreen. They're evergreen.
You calling out John Neighbor, Chad? You calling out John Neighbor?
You can only vote once, by the way.
It's just because he took credit. That's all. For the landslide.
Listen, I get a lot of pings here and there on chats. Oh, JT, easy winner.
Nice.
All right, so I feel like there's definitely a potential to get exposed in a couple ways here for me. One is I was talking about drafting my favorites, right? And the other is, yes, I always have the internal argument that one certain WrestleMania is not the best, and the other one's better, right? And I feel like if I just draft my personal favorites, there is a chance that I don't win, and I like to win all these. So, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go with the rewatchability for these manias. So I'm gonna say like ones that I want to rewatch that are great, that are just maybe not the best, but they're the most rewatchable. So because of that, I'm going to start with WrestleMania 17, which while I don't think it's the best WrestleMania, I do think it is the most rewatchable due to the era that it's in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good pick. That'd be my number one pick.
It would be my number one. I was hoping it would be my number two, but apparently the money is not where the fucking mouth says.
Listen, I feel like I just like Sean Kidd already is like on the verge of poor health, and I feel like I put him in the grave right there with that one. I felt like I was his last comrade standing on that argument.
Would you like to indulge in why it's your favorite WrestleMania? Why the floor is yours?
Not my favorite. I do think I just like the era. I think it's a great payoff to the hottest era that they had. Like, and it's super rewatchable. The crowd is amazing. I really love the gimmick battle royal. I really, really love Vince and Shane. Like, I think it's a great match. Main event's a little overrated, but that's okay. It's still.
Yeah, don't you have a major problem with the main event?
I do. Yeah. Yeah. You can hear it on multiple podcasts. Coming in the past and coming up. It's a good 4.5 star main event, but it's I just like the pageantry. I like the look. It was just an exciting time with WCW having just been bought out. Like, I remember we drove down from college from my buddy's house in Rhode Island just to watch it, like a bunch of us in his house. So it was a little stupid TV. So it was just cool memories of that night. And again, kind of wraps up one of the hottest stretches.
This has been a great start to the show, by the way.
I didn't want the first pick. This is why I didn't want the first pick. I feel like I have to pick this, and I don't want to have to pick it.
Because it's the first pick easily. All right. No need to prolong this anymore. I'm going to take the most important WrestleMania in WrestleMania history, and that is WrestleMania 3. Savage Steamboat, Hogan Andre, and a pretty decent undercard, but those two are the marquee. Some would say it's the best wrestling match of the 80s and the most important wrestling match in the 80s, within the WWE, of course, that is. So, WrestleMania.
Steamboat isn't the most important.
Some would say the best Intercontinental title match in company history.
Yeah.
Two others would not say that. But.
It was late. I tried. 5 or 6 people thought it was the best Intercontinental champion. Only 2 thought, but, All right, but yeah.
They're over the age of 50, all of them who talked about it.
WrestleMania 3.
I gotta say, I watched the kind of the build to WrestleMania 3 a few months ago. I watched the first kind of 5 months in 1987 before I jumped into 1988, and obviously, like you know the magnitude, and it's a show I've seen 100 times, but I was very impressed with how fleshed out the whole undercard was. Like, they really pumped every single match on that card when they would do the WrestleMania updates, even something that seemed very throwaway, like the Can-Ams versus Morocco and Orton, like weeks out, 3, 4, 5 weeks out, they were talking about that match, giving insert, promos. So there wasn't necessarily like a big angle for every match, but every match was discussed and built to, and it made that show, when I rewatched it, even kind of feel even more grandiose, where it was like, okay, like I'm finally seeing all 14 of these matches that they've been talking about. So
that's probably the first year they did that, because I'm currently in 86, in late March 86, and it doesn't feel like WresleMania 2.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can tell you, I mean, I can tell you leading into WrestleMania 4, which I don't think we'll get drafted tonight. We'll see. But I can tell you, like,
angle for WrestleMania 4, but that's about it.
There was a massive angle, but even like the weekend of the some of the commentators, like Gorilla's, confused on who's facing whom in the first round of the tournament, because he's got Jake and Rude like in the second round and all this. So it was a lot more coherent. He was like, if these guys win their first match, they can face off in the second round. Like, no, I don't think that's happening, buddy. They're going. Unfortunately, wrestle for 42 hours in the first round. But
That dog was kidnapped weeks before. Okay.
yeah, the
dog napping.
Well, I think it's a tournament that's like shake. Like I think the undercard is actually okay, like going into that show.
Yeah.
It's really the tournament. They just like didn't know how to grasp it. You know,
the Matilda, like that 6-man, I would argue is the second best built match or like thing at WrestleMania 4. Just a quick WrestleMania 4
Yeah.
because even like Beefcake and Honky, like, you know, at the main event, it's still Honky versus Savage. So they basically just present Beefcake as all of a sudden he gets an IC title shot. It's very hot shotty. But yeah. But yeah, WrestleMania 3, very, very well built. It really feels like they had everything aligned and, you know, knew the destination point for all that. And really 17, I think that too. I think from a modern era perspective, I mean, there's some stuff, but like with 17, you gotta think like Vince and Vince and Shane, how much they built to that. I mean, when's Linda or Vince tell Linda, I want a divorce? I mean, you know, yeah, like how many months before was that long-term push? So,
yeah. I mean, Taker Triple H like 2 weeks before.
Even
Austin Rock. I mean, Austin loses at No Way Out, and like they kind of go to hyperdrive mode on that one. So
yeah,
definitely not much. All right, Aaron, you are up. You want to make your pick?
Sure. Well, I mean, I got to say, I probably would have picked. I was expecting to get 3 here. So, and I was very happy with 3, but I'm also very happy with what fell to me because a very wise man has gone on and on and on about how this is the best WrestleMania of all time, how it's built top to bottom. And let's just say something off the bat. All of these WrestleManias have a couple warts on them. Every single one of them. They have a couple warts.
There's no perfect mania. Yeah, there's no perfect mania.
But this one's close. And this one has been called by someone on this panel repeatedly the greatest WrestleMania of all time.
Ryan just really likes it. Okay, so
wasn't me, Chad. Was it you?
Give him a break.
I'm taking 19. I feel lucky to take 19 here. I think the main event is exceptional. I never have been one to punish it for the botch because the degree of difficulty was so high. So I'm like, I'm okay if he fucked it up and hurt himself. Hogan Vince is a masterpiece of brawling and booking and bleeding and camera shots with him coming up from the ring. Jericho and Michaels is amazing. There's just so much good on this show that I haven't even mentioned what another person on this panel said was the greatest Rock Steve Austin match. It's at WrestleMania 19 as well. So I know this is all shrouded in mystery, but I feel I lucked out getting 19 here.
I just wanted to hear someone else gush about it, so I left it to you so you could speak well.
Thank you.
Very nice of you.
It's like strange bedfellows here with this.
Listen, Aaron, we've talked about it on these lists that we do and these different rankings. Like sometimes we want to just be a little different. So, you know, you can't have every Mania list have 19 number 1, right? So you got to mix it up sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, Chad, you got 2 picks.
I should have clarified this before we started. If you pick one of the 2-night events, do you get the whole event? Or
the whole show.
Yeah.
The whole kit and caboodle.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I got a couple
we're starting at 36, mind you.
Yeah. No, well, that was on the tip of my tongue coming out right here at number 4. No, I'm gonna pick one.
WrestleMania 1? Okay.
No,
nice.
no.
I heard him say, I'm going to pick one.
I'm going to pick one, baby. Fairly recent. And then, you know, it's my gimmick. I didn't think I'd be this modern, but I've kind of been boxed in. So with the 4th pick, I'm going to pick WrestleMania 30. That is the I've been, how many Manias have I actually been to now? 4, I think. And that was easily the best one live. Just the Daniel Bryan, both those matches, I think it has the opener's incredible. It's probably my favorite at this point, Triple H match, period.
It's the best.
And then I actually really like that 3-way. I think as a match, it's a little historically underrated, I guess, at this point now that I think it's a really good 3-way and of course a great moment. And then the whole undercard itself between like the Cesaro win,
That's an
I mean,
awesome battle
Cena
royal.
versus Bray, I get the booking part from that, but I like that match. And then the Undertaker losing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge.
I mean, I know that's a historic moment on screen, but I cannot. I've never seen anything like that at a wrestling show live, where people just were in disbelief, thought it was a mistake, and then they had the graphic that said 21-1 that they threw up, and you got another like shriek from the audience. And then people were literally crying. Like the people around me were like literally crying and like walking around the concourses like zombies. Like it was like, you know, like you'd witnessed the death or something. It was just an insane reaction. So I think it's a great show that really flows through. And even the beginning with the three like Rock, Hogan, and Austin sharing the stage, like that felt like a very grandiose moment. You get the Warrior for the Hall of Fame coming out, which was surreal, like him passing away 2 days later. So it was just I mean, that was a show where like I went to the Rumble in Pittsburgh in January, and I was like, you know, screw this company, I'm so out based on what's going on. And then this show to me was so good, it gave a lot more like cachet. And you know, I was already in. That got taken away pretty quickly, but you know, for one night they still had me for that. So that's pick number 4. And then pick number 5, I'm going WrestleMania 40. This is the only argument of the other WrestleMania. The WrestleMania 40 night 2 would be the only possible other argument I'd have of best Mania I've been at live. The night 1 show, I mean that Usos match I still have nightmares about. But you know, I think the night one does have Sammy versus Gunther. And then night 2, I just think it's a great show from top to bottom. I think from the opener and then the cash in and then especially that main event, it feels like it's something they still are chasing now 2 years later. That it felt kind of the night of that was going to propel them into like a new era. We're kind of past the bloodline era or whatever stage, and we're in a new era, but it really feels like, to me at least, in the past like 2 years, it's still they're kind of trying to find that zenith of that. But that was just a great show, and the weather being better on night 2, like I don't think you can understate that. Like it was cold on night 1 and night 2.
It was
we
like
had
40
great
degrees
weather.
warmer.
Yeah.
Aaron and I talked a lot about this too on multiple shows lately, how like 40 really could have been like the end of wrestling, and it would have been a perfect storybook ending. Like it really feels like the end of an era, specifically for WWE, but maybe all of wrestling, right? It really felt like the end of the McMahon era for good. And
could have been the series finale.
Yeah. All right, Aaron, what do you got?
This is hard. This is a very hard pick because
if only you could take 19 again.
If only. Imagine I could take all 19. Yeah, I think like I've always have a bit of a strategy going into these, and if you've heard me on any of the others, it's pretty clear. I don't always pick the best thing available. I try to structure the 6 WrestleManias to kind of show something different. And I think for this one, this might be crazy, but I'm gonna go off my draft board a little bit because I think I need it, and I'm gonna take WrestleMania 7. I'm gonna get Hogan Slaughter. I'm going to get the tremendous opener with the Rockers and the Faces of Fear. But we all know what the jewel of this show is, and it's the celebration of my favorite wrestler of all time, Randy Savage. I just feel like I could have gone with 8 here, and I think I probably like 8 a little more because I think it's just I have no issues with the main event. That's probably why. But I think 7 is a really great watch. Things that you don't expect to deliver, like Bulldog Warlord is really good. Even the low points, like it's weird to see Demolition Job to the Japanese guys, but that's really interesting historically too. I love LOD, Killing Power and Glory, Perfect Boss Man's fun, last appearance of Andre, WrestleMania 7. There we go.
I'll be honest with you, like I briefly considered it at 1. because I do think it's like such a unique show overall when that has our, top 2 dirty match of all time and moment. Plus I love like the vibe and the look of it, the flow in and out of the announcers, like the card just for one of the more bloated manias, it still hums along. You get the celebrity stuff I really enjoy. Like it's a very, very fun mania to rewatch. And a lot of the undercard stuff is either real quick or real good. Like Bulldog Warlord over delivers. Bravo Von Erich sucks, but it's like 3 minutes. So anything that sucks is like 3 minutes or less. So it really kind of chugs along.
Started the streak too, which you forget about them. And then DiBiase Virgil too for the first time. Like there's so many matches you forget about.
The end of the Heart Foundation. So
that's it. And it doesn't feel like an overly long show, which I like.
Yeah, it's been helped, I'd say, in the last 10 years and the zeitgeist. That a lot of times I think people would just say it has Savage Warrior and nothing else. But yeah, there's a lot of meat there when you actually go through it. It's a great show.
I don't think the main event's bad. I think it's very passable.
I think the main event's very
good.
Very good.
I think it's very good. Not even bad. Not even close.
Yeah, I mean it's the main event to me is the only. I guess the only critique, which you can't really fault them for, is the Desert Storm match at MSG is a little bit better, but that came later. I think it's a very strong. It's a weird thing where that's almost I don't know, it felt like the product maybe wasn't as hot going in, but most everything on that show over delivered.
Yeah.
I mean, I was pretty excited as a kid watching the bill. I don't think it was maybe overall business, I guess, was down, but I think the card historically well.
Business,
the card is well built and set up. I will say that coming off of the Rumble. So
this was the first WrestleMania I watched live. So as a 5-year-old, I was locked in.
Palm Sunday, 91. All right, Ryan, what do you got?
Now, WrestleMania 40 has the absolute moment, but I think 39 is better, and I'm going to pick it here. I'm going to pick WrestleMania 39. That's kind of when we started all of this. I remember going live each night, and we were like, "Wow, Sami and KO versus the Usos really delivered. Can they live up to the hype?" And then they go out in the IC 3-way, and then you get Roman Reigns and Cody 1, which is slept on. I think Roman was incredible in that match, right? So, yeah, you can have 4 answers as your best match for the night, and you wouldn't be wrong with Charlotte and Rhea, the tag, the IC 3-way, and then the first Roman Cody match. And then all the other stuff is great too, as well as the tag team showcases. Logan Paul and Seth Rollins was really good. It's a loaded WrestleMania. So,
I mean, I was
39 second round.
It was going to be my round 3 pick, either that or 7, whichever one didn't get picked, and they both got picked. So it sucks. But 39 definitely. I agree. I think probably has to have the average highest in-ring grade of any mania, and it looks awesome. The arena is gorgeous. The set is awesome. Plus you get Shane with the quad tear, can't be overlooked at the comedy of that.
Snoop Dogg. I didn't even mention Snoop Dogg. Yeah, incredible.
There's a lot of great stuff. It's definitely an all-time show. Just when you look at the average match grade is pretty crazy.
And great moments too. You get Dom coming to the ring as the criminal.
Yeah,
there's a lot of really fun stuff on that show. Yeah, it's a great 2-night show.
All right. Well, listen, I'm definitely taking WrestleMania 6 here to round out round 2. And that was a no-brainer. I was again planning on taking 6 and then either 7 or 39. I kind of wanted 39 because I wanted to get kind of one of the eras. I got my old one, got my Attitude, and then my Mard. And 6, I'm not going to wax nostalgic too much on again. It's my favorite Mania of all time. Can rewatch it over and over. Love the live crowd. Love the main event. There it is. Jesse and Gorilla are fantastic. They're absolute in their bag at that show. Just an easy watch up and down the card. I think that and 7 are very similar.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stay old now because I just feel like not getting 39 or 40. To me, the modern stuff, the rest is all similar. So whatever comes back to me, I'm kind of okay with later. But that does leave 2 shows that I need to debate in my brain, and I am going to go with the show that maybe has it's probably still close match grade wise, but I think it's got the better commentary, the better atmosphere, the excitement, and that's WrestleMania 8. Aaron mentioned it. You get Flair Savage, you get Brett Piper, you get Gorilla Bobby. Like those three things alone to me make that show eminently rewatchable forever. So there's another one that'll probably go before it gets back to me that I did debate. But I think getting 6 and 8 here to go with 17 is a pretty strong 3. So
WrestleMania 8 is so quick. It's like a 2 hour, 40-minute show. So
yeah, it's in and out. The only downside is it does dip after, even if you say the main event's exciting because of Warrior and all that, and Sid.
Sid, number one, the Warrior.
That stretch from Savage Flair to the main event is a little rough because you get Tatanka Martel is not that great.
That's the problem match.
Yeah, like the Natural Disasters match is terrible.
That probably could have, hopefully should have been a little bit better to me, like that tag, because it was something they built towards. That show is weird because they do like the actual, like, we'll be back, go get your groceries. They do, the 15-minute break after Savage Flair, and then the final stretch there is only like an hour. Like it's pretty like boom, boom, boom. So
Owen Skinner, they go like a minute because they have to.
Yeah.
So
I guess they'd only have the 3-hour window. On the pay-per-view.
But I like it too because they correct for the bloated era Mania of like 4, 5, 6, 7, where they feel like they had to get everybody on the show.
It's a stark like contrast to those where I mean, as much as I do like 7, I think you safely could have like canned Dino versus Kerry, and nobody would have been,
Oh, there's like 5 matches on 7. You could probably walk off.
Right.
Same as 4 and 5, but it's real tight. It's just that stretch is just a little bit rough. But I think the rest make up for it. I think Gorilla Bobby, Flair Savage, Piper Brett, Taker Jake is fun, and
Taker Jake is super fun.
And Ray Combs in the
great.
In the 8-man.
And that survey. It's just
let's do your drink in a glass of milk.
Yeah, Luger with the milk. All right, Ryan, what do you got?
All right. Where it all began again, WrestleMania 20. Back at Madison Square Garden. Perhaps the main event might tarnish it a little bit, but it's still a 5-star match. It's a great moment. Putting it all aside and everything, just to be brief here. And even the bad stuff is memorable and fun. Like Goldberg and Lesnar is a fucking abomination, but it's like you got Austin out there, and the crowd is pretty fun for it, and it is what it is. It's there's some bloat to it, but it was designed to have bloat. It was 5 hours, but overall, I think it is a great WrestleMania. Slept on because you can't really talk about the main event that much.
The bloat is all like the tag stuff, right?
It's actually like one of those shows. I loved it being there live. I loved the vibe of it. It's kind of what you thought, like what 40 ends up being. You kind of thought 20 was going to be at that time because it felt very much like Vince was passing the torch to Shane. Like he was maybe done because he had kind of been off TV for a bit after Undertaker killed him. But it felt like in the moment, like the opening video, it felt like, okay, this is kind of going to, they're strapping up Benoit and Guerrero. They're going to go with the smaller, like it felt very much like we were putting the past behind us and moving along, right, at the time. Yeah. And Vince is off TV for a while.
Yeah, it didn't have the star power that like 40 had in a way.
Position it doesn't, it's just that the era is not the same. But Vince is
that show though, like it's a different era and it's a real like moment in time too, because I mean, you had like a smaller audience and a smaller crowd, but I think just acknowledging that like that was the weekend, the whole Rob Feinstein situation happened and all that was going on with Ring of Honor. Like I remember like that being like a huge ramification because I mean, just me as myself, like I'd been watching with my journey from that time, like I was watching a ton more Japanese and indie footage, and then with that going on, it was like, okay, like, like you kind of want to crap on the Fed, but it's like, well, they're strapping up now finally, like our guy Canadian Benoit, so you can't really use that as an excuse anymore.
It was actually on Selection Sunday too.
It was. I was at a
It was
Hooters
early.
watching this show, and I remember Selection Sunday is that's the tournament UConn beats Georgia Tech. Shout out Jared Jack.
Well, and Friars got an awful draw. I remember being so pissed. That's when they got Pacific or whatever it was, like and they played on the West Coast like 10:30 on Friday or whatever.
Yeah,
That was the Ryan Gomes here. But I have found, as much as I love the show, that rewatching it is a little bit of a slog, and I do think there's slow spots, but I think the highs are real high, and that's what carries it.
Yeah, because I mean that Evolution versus Rocket Sock.
Oh yeah, it's
That's
great.
really fun.
That's a really good.
Even Jericho Christian is like great, and like there's a lot of great stuff. Plus,
I'd throw out it has one of the
funny.
It has one of the better openers. Like
I was
it's
gonna
not
say
the
the opener
best,
too,
but
yeah.
Cena
Fun,
Big Show's a
very
really good
fun
opener for that show.
Yeah.
And the Undertaker
great Hall
moment's
of Fame
cool. The
class,
match
too.
stinks, but the moment's cool.
Yeah, and the Hall of Fame's great.
Oh, that's what we want to we want a wrestler in the White House. That's
Yeah,
Jesse,
with
right?
Jesse and Trump. Yeah.
And then he became president.
Oh, nuts.
Fun stuff. You're at war. All right. What? We're on me now? Yeah.
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 Honestly, I feel like you guys are making the picks for me in a lot of ways because things kind of keep falling to me that I don't expect to fall to me and I don't expect to get. So I'm going to take. I'm going to take an all-time show. Again, it's kind of a two-match show, but it's also an apology show. And I'm going to take WrestleMania 10. Was that the other one you were debating, JT?
Yeah, I was debating that.
Yeah, I think
it had to be. Like,
I just think 20 is a little better overall, but you have the better matches for sure.
I don't know. Like
Similar time in the company, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you ask me right now what I'd rather watch, 10 would win in a line slide. And it's not because I don't like 20. It's just because I think it's a more manageable show. Yeah. It's tighter. And even for me, the stuff that's not as good on the show, like Savage Crush, I still think is decent. Like it's fun and it's Savage's last hurrah. Cy Sperling's fun. I don't even mind the Doink and Dink against Bam Bam and Luna because Doink and Dink get their ass beat, so that's always fun. But I mean, obviously, this one rests on the opener with Owen Brett, the ladder match with Shawn and Razor, and then Brett finally getting his moment and winning the title. And it's funny because like when we talk about WrestleMania 40 before, like we talk about it as a series finale. This would not be a series finale; it'd be a season finale. But I just think the imagery of that WrestleMania 10 with Brett on everybody's shoulders and Owen in the entranceway it's some all-time great camera work, some all-time great storytelling. So 10
I don't
for
think
me.
they plan it this way, but it feels like every 10 years they wrap a season. Like 10, 20, 30, 40 are all kind of like the apology manias where they wrap the longer story of like the guy that kind of got hosed for a couple of years before it, right? It's like Brett, Benoit, Brian, and then Cody. It's a weird track that they're on. I did debate 10 versus 8. I think the two matches at 10 average out better than the 2 8. I went basically Gorilla Bobby in the atmosphere is what someone got for me.
I get it.
Would you have taken 8 over 10?
Probably not, but only from the perspective of like I already have a match from that era.
Yeah.
So it's like
That's
here,
also probably why I lean towards 20 as well.
Yeah, that's fair. Like because like there's not a lot of like when you look at the new generation era, this is by far the best one. Right? For me. Like, because what would they be? They would be
11. That's great.
11, 10, 12.
9. It's like 9 to 13, pretty much.
Yeah, like 13. Yeah, it's leaning more attitude, especially that show. So anyway, I think I lucked out getting it.
Yeah, I don't know what to pick now. I feel like
I think now we're at the like you either got to pick for like a unique concept, like an aesthetic, or you're going to pick like the highs and like how high are the highs. Because I think we've kind of taken the best like top to bottom shows, and we kind of left with like
I don't know. I think I'm on to 2 actually.
There's some good ones still out there.
2 now? Sure. You took 1 and I take a 2?
No, not 2. It's bigger and better.
He has 3 buildings.
48 is gonna be tough.
That's a cheat code.
I'm gonna take WrestleMania 22 with my first
good pick.
I think
I'd rather rewatch this, honestly, but yeah.
In some ways, to me, this is also like the more modern day WrestleMania 7 in a lot of ways, where it's I don't know. Like, I don't know what was going on when the show happened. Like, I remember watching the show live and liking it, but it seems like every time I pop it in, I like it better than I did before. I think I was just like so anti-age that I wanted to hate that match with Foley and kind of underrated, but I do think that's a great match. And then the three-way is quick, and it had the whole like 80s in hell angle that was weird at the time, but just watching the matches with Vacuum, it's a very good sprint. Sean versus Vince is like a weird, hardcore,
I love it.
brutal match that's got out of nowhere. And the main event's real good too. So I think
Event's really good. Yeah,
it's a very good show. And then for my next pick, I'm actually going to take the next year, which is a show I like. I probably maybe have higher on certain matches than some, but I think Batista Undertaker, the consensus of that is that match is great, no problem there. But I really do like Shawn versus Cena. I think it again could falter a little bit because they had the match on Raw, which is superior, but I like that match. And Lashley, we love you, Bobby.
Bobby Lindsay?
It's not it's certainly not a great match, but with like the magnitude and everything going on, like when you go back and look at that match and everybody in there, it's like it's kind of wild that in 2026 eyes this was going on in a wrestling ring and
those weird punches like this with the side of his hand.
The head. Yeah, no.
Was it the biggest drawing Mania or highest buy rate for a long time?
Yes,
like,
it
was.
Biggest gate, whatever it was.
Buy rate was very well too.
You not underestimate the buy rate that this had. And I really like this Money in the Bank too. I think of all the manias that have the Money in the Banks, this is my second favorite behind the original, because you get kind of the RKO segment of it. You have Hornswoggle. He gets
Booker's good in it.
There, Mr. Kennedy. At the time, like that in retrospect, it's like what, but at the time he was a really hot character. I've always enjoyed this show and felt like the lows were very quick. It has some consistent stuff, and then the highs, it certainly has two great 4 1/4 plus matches for me with the two title matches. So.
Yeah, just on 22, like to me, that show is so helped by going in, watching it, having zero expectations, and everything just like flooded, like in terms of over delivering. Like even the Money in the Bank, I remember thinking was like, oh, it's not going to be as good as the year before, and it was great. It was stellar. Yeah, and 23, I mean, just top to bottom, a great card, fantastic.
I think 23 benefited for being in a stadium for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, that too. It did feel very big time in Ford Field. A nice like nod that they didn't always lead into that it was 20 years after 3. So you kind of had all that too.
If only they had the Hogan slamming Great Khali. If only.
Yeah.
Would have been a number 1 pick.
Was trying.
All right. So now I got a choice to make. But I think the choice for me right now is easy based on my pregame strategy. I'm going to go with something a little more modern. A show that at the time I didn't love, but I think history has been really kind to it. And I think it has one of the greatest main events in WrestleMania history. I'm taking 31 here. The play button WrestleMania. Really, like, don't sleep on this card. Like, it's strong. That ladder match to start for the IC title is wonderful. It's a very good thing. You've got Rusev coming down in the tank, which is incredible. You got the Ronda Rousey and Rock stuff, which at the time we didn't know what it would lead to, but it actually led to quite a bit. Sting and Triple H. Now, the ending is ridiculous. It's the stupidest ending ever. But the match itself, I find really fun. I find it's a very fun watch with everybody coming out. Even though it made no fucking sense for the NWO to be helping Sting, like, I still enjoy the package. And it's cool to see Sting on a WrestleMania stage. And all that before we even talk about the absolutely stellar main event, the beating and decimation of Roman Reigns at the hands of Brock Lesnar is an absolute thing of beauty. It's a catharsis in the same way that the John Cena SummerSlam match was a catharsis, but it's a better match. It's a more competitive match. Also, because you're scared at the time, at least I was, they're really going to put Roman over Lesnar. Like, considering how cool that match was going into them, with them tug of war over the belt, I thought the match over delivered, and then you get Rollins stealing the title. And never mind Rollins and Orton earlier in the show. So I feel, again, lucky. I get an era that I don't have, and I'm happy with this pick.
Yeah, it's a really good pick. Really good pick. I was out of 2, and that was one of the 2. So this makes my next pick kind of easy. And I'm going to the Attitude Era. I'm going to Boston. Yeah. How about it? City of Champions.
That's WrestleMania. I didn't want the first pick. I feel like I keep just getting sniped on everyone.
WrestleMania 14. Oh man, like this is a feels draft for sure. Look at that fucking crowd right there. Ravenous.
Oh, easy.
Ravenous crowd. It's great energy.
Let's calm down.
Pick your WrestleMania 32 then. There's 100,000 there.
The DX band. It's just perfect. And honestly, but seriously, Sean and Austin, it's a little underrated at this point, I think, honestly. It's kind of like harped on that, Sean wasn't healthy. It was a little too much, but I think it's great. It's at least 4 for me. Yeah, I think it's great.
I think that makes the match better when you understand how wrecked he was.
Yeah. And you know what's really The Rock is awesome this night too. With who was it, Marla Maples and the people's. I think he's
Jennifer Flowers.
Flowers. Marla Maples is WrestleMania 7. My bad. And he's like,
I got her.
You've got her. My bad.
Him and Vanna White.
But yeah, it's a time capsule of like the hottest molten era part of company in a way too. So just to bottle all that energy in one night, there's like no standout fantastic match. But honestly, even the Brothers of Destruction fighting for the first time is really good. So it's a great night.
Yeah, it's another tight show too, I think. And I think as me and Justin are chronicling, I think I feel fairly confident that this will kind of play out. Their pay-per-views really from SummerSlam to Mania have obviously like extreme highs, but from top to bottom, there's also some pretty big lows, and this was a show that really flowed well, where nothing was awful. So
the boring stuff was short, like on that show.
Yeah,
I really don't like this pick, because if I didn't have the first pick, I would have been stuck with 17. Would have gotten 39. Would have maybe gotten 7. Now here I am. So I am going to
still win.
I am going to. I know. Well, they're going to be like, this guy went through it, and he had to really.
Oh, please, come on! Such sympathy for somebody who got the number 1 overall pick.
All right, so I am going to take a more modern show just to get one in before they're all gone. Anything decent. I'm going to go with WrestleMania 37. I really enjoyed the look, the set, the vibe coming off COVID. Being there was like really everyone's just one of probably the least marky, angry crowds like you'll be part of, especially in the modern era, because everyone's just so happy to be back in person. The night 1 main event with Sasha and Bianca is awesome. And then, I think it's a really strong night 2 main event. Like, I don't think it's one of the best main events ever, but it's very strong. Cesaro, Seth Rollins is really good. Bad Bunny is like a lot of fun as the celebrity match. I really love the opener. Lashley and Drew McIntyre is like a really strong match. Sheamus and Riddle. Like, there's just a lot of strong matches. Like, I think it falls into one of those types of manias. And there's another one, I think like the year after, whatever, that's similar, where it's just very balanced. It may not have the heights of some other manias, but it's very balanced. There's not a lot of like bad in there. It's just kind of, there's some, but it's not up and down. It's just very steady. And again, I think the vibe adds a lot to it. There's just kind of a sense of relief across the whole show. So I got a couple here I'm debating for this next one. All right, fuck it. I don't care. I'm just going to go with this as my gimmick because I just don't want to do shit I don't want. So I'm going to go WrestleMania 5. I'm just going to go Mega Powers. I'm going to go to Trump Plaza. I'm going to have 5, 6, and 8. I don't care. Three of the best of that stretch. It's a bloated card as well, but you get all the fun tag matches. Twin Towers Rockers, one of my favorite. Demolition, Powers paying the pop when Demolition wins. Strike Force, Brainbusters, great 2-on-1 clinic. So I'm taking 5.
Rougeau's Bushwhackers.
Yeah, you get
the penis grab.
Nice little
penis grab.
Classic.
Look, that show is pure comfort food. WrestleMania 5.
Gorilla Jesse again.
Beautiful watch. It's a great show, like top to bottom. Like
there was two more like 2000s shows that I was debating here that are probably better, but I don't care at this point. At this point of where my draft is gone, I'm just taking what I want to take. So.
All right, there was once in a lifetime where John Cena and The Rock were only going to have one match, and that was at WrestleMania 28, Miami, Florida. But I think this is the last time that they had a big buy rate, and a big WrestleMania kind of lived up to the hype in a way as well. But WrestleMania 28, that main event, did really feel big. And the entrances were grand and everything else. But the undercard as well, CM Punk is in the midst of his long title run. And the match with Jericho is a little slept on. Very good to great. And then say what you want about the Hell in the Cell. Some love it, some hate it. I'm probably about four and a quarter. I think there's some very good to greatness in it. In it, let's put it that way. But I don't think it's like an all-time 5-star classic. But I just feel that I love the look of the Mania as well too. And like Team Johnny, Team Teddy is harmless. And you don't have like the women's tag is with Maria Menounos. It's fine. It's whatever. But yeah, it doesn't feel bloated, and the big stuff feel big, and it hits. So WrestleMania 28, Miami.
Yeah, very strong show. I like that whole show, actually. I love in that Team Johnny versus Team Teddy, like everybody got like 15 seconds. Do whatever you want in 15 seconds. And David Otunga picked flex. That's all he did. I wouldn't sleep on Punk Jericho too. That's actually a really strong title match. All right, well, back to me. And back to thank you for leaving this on the board. I was sure this was going to get taken by now. Look, it's by no means the greatest WrestleMania of all time, but it's got a lot of fun stuff on it. And it fits into my plan right now because I actually view 19 as the end of the Attitude Era, really. Like it really is kind of. And so I need a Ruthless Aggression one. And there's a couple of good picks, but I'm going to go with WrestleMania 21. Here. I'm a huge fan of Michael's angle. I really love that match. The first Money in the Bank is fantastic and wonderful, and I really dig that. But also you got The Undertaker and Orton, which is really a fun, good match. I thought this was like, it doesn't get talked about enough in The Undertaker's revival, for the lack of a better word, because this is the one he really has. That's the first great one in a while at Mania. The next year he gets Mark Henry, but then he kind of goes right up. He also got the fun Hulk Hogan beating up Hassan, which I love. The commercials going in with the Braveheart and the When Harry Met Sally, the whole Hollywood deal. And look, matches might not have been the best, but they do crown the next generation completely with Cena and Batista. So I'm comfortable with that.
It's strong. I just always get stuck on that ending stretch with Akibono and the two title matches. Always kind of drag me down. Plus the opener, like right with the mask, always drives me nuts. So, but there is a lot of fun. Like it's a strong pick, especially at this point at the end of the 5th round. I mean, it's really good value.
It's definitely a top 20 Mania.
Yeah,
that's kind of where we're at.
Oh yeah. All
right, Chad. What's your last two?
I don't know. I hate this draft. Like I don't think
I'm pretty happy with my draft.
Well, I mean, I like mine, but it's like I can't. I get so boxed. I'm telling you, being 4th on this one was rough because you're boxed in. Like I don't know. I think I'm gonna pick. This is gonna be an atrocity for me that I may have my oldest Mania to be WrestleMania 22 when I get done with my draft. I am going to.
It kind of is awesome.
I'm gonna pick WrestleMania 18. I don't know. I don't think it's. That
was one of the ones I debated when I took 5.
Yeah, I mean, I think Hogan Rock is a iconic, amazing match. Very minimalist. Otherwise, on the show, I mean, I do really like Flair versus Taker here. The main event, in retrospect, felt bad, but I think Triple H has crapped the bed multiple times later on worse than here, so it actually looks a little better in retrospect that this is just disappointing match instead of an atrocity.
Best of the worst.
Overall, I mean, Skydome is a great venue again, and completely jacked. So I think this is like a good to very good show, probably in totality, but does have like I think an amazing like 5-star match. Then my last pick. Oh, I'm down to 2. But I think with this being the 6th round and me not being as attached to the other show I'm debating, that'll probably get picked. If it doesn't, I'll be surprised. But I'm gonna go with WrestleMania 13. I think just to get Austin versus Hart.
It's worth it at this point for sure.
That's really the everybody knows that like the Chicago street fight's fine, but yeah, I mean that's best match in company history. So yeah, at least.
Yeah, I remember we did a podcast talking about like how it's kind of historically like not respected. That was a few years ago, but like, look, I wouldn't argue that it's like the best show in the world or anything, but it's an easy watch. The street fight is super fun. Like it's a show that actually moves better than you remember when you watch it. Even the 4-way tag at the start, like there's nobody in it, but it's inoffensive. So I would have gladly picked that on my pick here. A lot of different ways I could go here. See, I would have taken 13 if it was available, 1,000%.
And I feel like there's a couple that like should go, but I just don't want them. Like like that's kind of what this is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take this. It's tough because 13. You picking 13 kind of threw me for a loop. But I guess when I look at my gimmick, I'm kind of missing one era. And so I'm going to go ahead and grab WrestleMania 38 here. It's like, it's actually a really good show. Like it's not the best, like, but it's got enough good on it. And it's got that return of Steve Austin. It's got the return of Steve Austin with Kevin Owens, which is incredible. You get the Knoxville Zane craziness, which is unbelievable. I actually really liked Lashley and Omos as well in terms of that like big man versus big man match. This is also kind of the injury WrestleMania as what's his name? The guitar guy Boogs hurts himself in the opener of night 1 and Reigns hurts himself on the closer of night 2. So there's that.
I really think if that main event goes better, this Mania is looked at much stronger overall.
Oh, 1,000%. I mean, but like when you think about it, there is actually a lot of good on it. Like you get the debut of Logan Paul, and he's very good in it. Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch is very good. Charlotte Flair and Rousey kind of over delivers. Like their matches going in, you wouldn't think it'd be good, but it is. But the weekend's all about Cody Rhodes, and there's very few things I think they do perfectly. Like I think when you Ryan, who was it? It was Chad. You picked 30. Like when they had to take her streak, that was done absolutely perfectly. Like from the way they didn't play his music right away to like the graphic you said with the sigh. I actually think they did the exact same thing with the Cody debut. I think they really nailed that moment as well as they possibly could have. So I think it's pretty good value with my last pick. And now I have all the eras. So I'm pretty happy.
You also, you didn't really mention like the Austin stuff is such a big part of the show too. Like him and Kevin Owens really over deliver. Like I think that's a really fun night main event, and all the other stuff you mentioned. Plus, you get the big pop for Austin. He comes out the next night again with doesn't he take out Vince or whatever? Like that gets a
worst stunner of all time.
Yeah, but he gets a massive pop as well. No, it's a strong show. I mentioned like 37. Like I think it's similar at 37 and 38, where it is like I think 38's.
Prefer
probably get the higher high
in a way,
but both are pretty balanced. I think 39 is like the best of the two of them put together in a way.
Yeah. So when you look at those two night ones, right? I think once 39 and 40 are off the board, I think they're all kind of a bit of a wash.
Yeah, 37, 38, 39 are all similar to me. That's why I took 37 because I'm like, well, 39 is the best of the three, but like 37 and 38 to me are pretty much a throw in. And it's funny because the section we're not picking to me is like the flip side of that right before the pandemic, right? No one has touched
32 to 36. No one's even thinking about it.
Yeah.
I did think of 33.
There's some good shows in there.
Yeah. I did as well here with my last pick, but I'm actually not going to. I'm going to go to 2008. And there's a few matches that you can pick from WrestleMania 24 that you would probably call your favorite that night. If it's the main event with Edge and The Undertaker, if it's the three-way, which is actually really good between Triple H, Cena, and Orton, or if it's like the emotional Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels. The Money in the Bank has a unique guys too as well, where they're like young and mixed with old. And Punk winning on back-to-back was a surprise too. But for me, the moment of the night is the Flair retirement. They did just enough to kind of make it feel special. And in the last round, I think this is extremely good value, WrestleMania 24.
Yeah.
I think it definitely deserves to be picked.
Yeah,
And you didn't even mention Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That was
Best
what I was saying. I
celebrity
think
match.
that's that and the Flair retirement are two best matches to me on the show pretty easily.
Yeah.
I this was the show I debated because I feel like I'm kind of historically, I guess, higher on this show than consensus, but I really like this show. I think of that kind of 20 through 26 stretch that generally has, like good to really good reviews for all those manias. Like I put this one up pretty highly because of those matches. And then like the celebrity involvement. And I really like the aesthetic and the set. This
is the first time where it's outside in a while as well too, and I think that helps too.
Yeah, the main event's good. It's really good value. Like at this point, it's the one when I took 5. Like I was debating 21, 28. Like those are the two I was really batting around. 24, I should say, and those are the ones like again, like they're good. I just didn't want it, but 24 is the one that I had actually typed on my list and then changed it at the last second. But yeah, you do. It's a really good representation of the end of the Ruthless Aggression era. Like that's the capper of it.
And Hornswoggle gets hit with a garbage can very hard.
No, I like that opener too. Yeah, I think
the opener's left out as well.
Opener's pretty brutal. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
The older I get, the more I like JBL. I'm not gonna lie. Continue, Justin.
Yeah. Similar person.
Become a Fox News guy. That's why.
All right. So I'm really debating here in this last pick. There's a few ways to go. Right. Like you mentioned 24. I was debating 25. Right. Because I do like 25. You get Taker Shawn. You get the Mickey Rourke stuff. You get the Hardy match, which is good. You get Austin in the Hall of Fame moment, but I'm not taking 25. I debated 15 because it's the epitome of the Attitude Era to me. Like, and I actually rewatched it recently, just in the background. I was doing stuff, and I'm like, it's a fun story throughout the night, but it is like a lot of rough stuff in there, and it reminds you just what a weird spot they were in at that time. So, where does that take me? Just what has taken me from the beginning is back to the beginning. And I'm just going to go pure comfort food. I've got WrestleMania 5. I've got WrestleMania 6. I've got WrestleMania 8. 3's off the board. So I'm going to go 4. I'm just going to go with the full-on nostalgia blast. I'm going to go with the 3 Gorilla Jesse shows in a row. I'm going to go with the Mega Power story. And if there were shows I would put on as both a kid and older to just fall asleep to, like these are the ones that I want to watch. And this ended up being the rewatchability list for me. And that's the way I went. So I would take 4 over watching any of those 30 ones that we mentioned that we're avoiding, right? 33, 34. And those are ones I went to, and I have great memories of them. But it's like 33 is probably the closest of the ones I would pick.
I think 33 is definitely draftable.
It's just that the bug match and the main event. The main event's rough.
Bug match.
29, I got great memories. I'm not taking 29. 27 is terrible. 26 is disappointing.
Hey,
yeah, right. 26 is disappointing. It's like everything else. I was like Black. I just don't want to watch the long one. So again, if this is my rewatchability mania list, is where it ended up being, I'm taking my nostalgia shows. So I ended up being the one that took all the fucking old ones. So there we're at.
All right. Well, you might as well tell us what you have for the audio listeners. Justin.
All right. Here's the winning list. I started with WrestleMania 17. Then went to WrestleMania 6, WrestleMania 8, WrestleMania 37, which sticks out like a sore thumb on this list, WrestleMania 5, and WrestleMania 4.
All right. First round, WrestleMania 3, WrestleMania 39, WrestleMania 20, WrestleMania 14, WrestleMania 28.
You got a lot of my picks just by going before me. Like 39 I wanted, 14 I wanted. Like you grabbed both of those before I could get them. So
yeah, I would have probably jumped at 14 as well. Mine are WrestleMania 19, the greatest declared by JT. WrestleMania 7, WrestleMania 10, WrestleMania 31, WrestleMania 21, and rounding out with WrestleMania 38.
I have WrestleMania 30, WrestleMania 40, WrestleMania 22, WrestleMania 23, WrestleMania 18, WrestleMania 13.
You sound so excited.
Well, I like those shows. It's just I really would like one of those. I mean, I honestly think looking back, I think not getting the top three. I mean, I really feel like this is a draft where those top three have differentiated themselves enough from historic and quality that to not get one of the top three automatically, because you can at least feel good about any of those top three as your first round pick. And after that, like I said, I mean, like I really like WrestleMania 30, but WrestleMania 30 at the fourth pick compared to like WrestleMania 8 at the eighth pick, I don't think there's a lot of variance there.
I do think 30 is like the clearest fourth Mania. Like I don't think it's like much below that.
Or 40. Like both of those picks you made.
I think you.
Yeah, I like my picks. I just would have liked to have gotten like an older. You know, I mean, WrestleMania. I should have known this crew, but I kind of had visions of maybe getting like something like WrestleMania 7 at a time. I don't really think there's any. I think like 25 and 33 were probably draftable that we didn't draft. I think WrestleMania 12 might be drafted by some that hold the Iron Man in esteem. You know, if you think that's close to like a 5-star match, which some do, that plus the Warrior moment and Diesel versus Taker, it's
also an easy show. Like you talked about,
it's a fairly solid
like
show.
250 and out on that show.
34 too. 34 is like
34 is an interesting show too. Yeah.
It's just got such a bad main event. Nicholas stuff like
Nicholas
Rousey, the Nicholas, but you got Rousey, you got Charlotte Asuka, you got the opener with the
if you have to rank if you rank those 30s, I think it goes 33, and then I think 34 and 35 are almost interchangeable.
Yeah, 35 is weird because I mean, like to me, Kofi versus Bryan is really close to 5-star. Like it's a amazing match that is a very like strong match of the year candidate worldwide for that year. But and also has some other good stuff, but just it's so long. It is so like incredibly long.
That's
33 and 34. 33 and 34. If you back to back Bug match and Nicholas match, that's a tough.
The end of 34 is rough. I think the main thing you could have done, Chad, if feeling that way, is like you could have picked 30 or 40 and then taken like 7, and I think that would have been pretty good. Like you could have went that route.
Yeah.
Honestly, what would have changed this whole draft is if Ryan took 19, like as number 2.
Yeah, but I don't think it's. I just don't think it's there.
Yeah, I was just like I was just surprised because like it felt to me, and that kind of changed the whole strategy of the draft which was fine. Like
you have to take it at that point. Yeah. But all right, well, this is a lot of fun. I know it was an interesting one because Manias you think of is like, oh, you pick the Manias, but like there's so many inherent flaws in all of them because they load them up with so much stuff. It's hard for them to overperform. It's like they either perform or they underperform. Like it's hard for them to overachieve because of what they bake into them all. So it's tough. There's not many overachieving Manias. Like there's some like 39, 31, I think are 2 of them that really probably overachieved. You know, the early ones are all driven by nostalgia to me, like, and that's where I ended up with those. So, all right. Well, listen, continue to enjoy WrestleMania season here. Be sure to check out rankwrestling.com to vote once this is live, and check out all the content we've had. We have old school Mania stuff. We got the current Mania match previews coming up. We have the post show coming up the weekend of Mania as well. A lot of cool content here for you. So subscribe on YouTube and our audio feeds here at the North South Connection. Enjoy it. Keep on drafting, and we'll talk to you soon.